Now then, today a real treat for me. For Feis 2023, we've jumped across the water to the Isle of Jura, joined by the fabulous Graham Logan, distillery manager at Jura. Thank you so much for having us. It's a real thrill
Welcome
to be
to
here.
Jura Distillery.
Yeah, it's amazing. For those who have never been to the island, it's like nothing else. Was it 250 people, 5,000 deer, give or take?
Absolutely.
One road, one hotel, crucially one distillery.
One distillery
as well. It's a really, really special place. In terms of where we are just now, I feel like I'm in my dream house, but we're not. We're at the distillery. What is this area that we're standing in just now?
So we're standing in, it's called the Jura Lodge.
Okay.
And it's actually the oldest part of the distillery still remaining. So it's original from 1810.
Wow.
And it would have been built by the Campbell Lairds when they built the distillery.
Yeah, amazing. It's got a lovely vibe, lovely ambience to it. It's, I imagine, perfect place to taste some whiskey and have guests and hosts. It's really, really stunning. So thanks again for having us here.
Pleasure.
So Feis 2023, it's a special one for you. As I say, distillery manager at the moment, but it's soon to come to an end. What is your story at Jura?
So you're absolutely correct. This is my last Feis.
Yep.
I retire in July this year.
Okay.
After almost 32 years on site.
Okay. Yep.
And that would be the last 7 as manager.
Okay.
But the previous almost 25 before that, I was on production team.
Wow.
So I started off in mashing, fermentation, then progressed on to
Sure.
distilling. Then, but we did everything here. We were such a small team. We did warehousing, the filling store. We did everything. So we're all jack of all trade.
Amazing. So is it going to be an emotional few weeks as you
Absolutely.
say goodbye? Yeah.
To be fair, I live very close. I'm only my commute is 1 minute.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
they won't be able to get rid of you.
Absolutely not. And there'll always be an issue that I can help out with. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. Well, amazing. And obviously, Jura have done a special bottling for Feis 2023. Can you tell us about this one? Obviously, a special one for you.
Well, yeah. This all started last year. Obviously, they knew I was finishing in July, so how would you like to get a wee bottle dedicated to you? And I said, oh, absolutely. So, but the downside is I had to go and find it and pick the cask. So, obviously, we have 30,000 casks on site, so that would have been a long, tall order to go around them all and nose them all. So, what they did was they gave me a year range, 13 to 17-year-old, and so that narrowed it down. It had to be a bourbon, first fill bourbon cask, so that narrows it down even more. And I just got tucked in, and I was spent the whole day.
Not a bad way to.
It was a great day.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I couldn't pick them all, but this one just had its wee nose in front of the rest, so I was quite impressed with this one. And Joe Ricketts, part of our blending team, totally agreed with me. So
Okay, amazing. And in terms of Jura's sort of house style or distillery character, what is quintessentially Jura for you?
Quintessentially Jura is unpeated.
Okay.
We have really tall stills, the second tallest island stills.
Okay.
So they're 26 feet tall. Okay. So what happens there is you get lots of light floral, grassy spirit coming over the top. But there's also, because there's so much copper to spirit contact in the still, you get lots of reflux, and that makes your spirit lighter and slightly strong, takes more of the water molecules out. Yeah. And so it's just a lovely light spirit. Early in noughties, we started doing first fill bourbon fills only, and that just brought the best out of Jura Distillery, because when I first started, yes, we had big production, maybe 1.5 million litres a year, but 3/4 of that was for blending purposes.
Right, okay.
So last year we did 2.2 million litres, and that all goes for Jura malt whiskey now. We don't have anything to do with blended whiskey now at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a big brand these days. You go into any specialist, even some supermarkets, and like me, several Jura expressions. There's a lot of great whiskey being produced.
Yeah, I've been really proud because the team have done fantastically well, and we're now the #1 malt brand in the UK.
Wow,
so we can't argue with that. It's a really special moment. So it's a nice high to go out on.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of, as you say, this is from a first fill bourbon cask. So in terms of influence from the woods, are we expecting sort of softer, sweet flavours, sort of classic vanilla notes coming through? Or?
There's lots of classic vanilla notes. Jura does a lot of toffee notes.
Okay.
We also have a lot of floral notes come through, and sort of some dark fruits come through, but some light fruits as well, like pears and that as well. So
Cool. Well, very, very excited to try this. With it being your bottle, you know, your name's on it, I'll let you do the honours.
Absolutely,
If you could
pleasure.
open this and pour us a dram would be absolutely tremendous. As I say, a real treat to be here on the island, sampling such a special bottle with the distillery manager. So thank you so much for having us. Have a quick look at this. Colour for this one. So this was distilled, was it 2008?
2008
Yes.
in November.
Yeah.
And it was in Warehouse 2, which is one of our racking warehouses.
Okay.
So it was halfway up the stows. Now, to be fair, if you're at the top of the stows, you tend to mature a bit quicker. So I quite like casks in the middle because they're not maturing too fast or too slow.
Okay.
But this one's still got a lot of strength in it. It's still 58%
Okay.
strength in it. So, but it has a lot of flavour from the cask.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lovely, bright, kind of vibrant colour from it. This one is kind of cast strength.
Absolutely cask strength,
Yeah.
yes.
So on the nose, it might be a slight alcoholic prickle, or is it kind of covered by the?
You do get it, but I tend to find the toffee notes and the butterscotch notes come through very quickly for me.
Yeah.
Then you sort of get, afterwards you get the vanilla notes. And there's another flavour there. My blend team laughed at me when I came out with it because my dad's a great baker and he makes tablet.
Okay,
I just get, the tablet's just been cooked and it's in the tray. That's the nose I'm getting. So.
Yeah, it is. It's a lovely sweetness. I find sometimes with the sweetness in whiskey, it can be quite kind of almost jarring, kind of artificial sweetness. But this is lovely and kind of soft, and it's lots of reminds me of like tray bakes and all these sorts of things.
Absolutely. Oh, now you just take me on to the next thing I like to talk about is always detect a wee bit of ginger in there, and it always reminds me of my mum's iced ginger cake.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make myself starving.
No, there's
But there's also orange coming through there, and there's honey. It's very subtle honey, and it's more like a honey blossom flower. You know, kind of these floral notes as well coming through, and that's what I tend to compare it with.
Yeah, so much to unpack. Well, we'll give this a little sip. I'd say thanks again for having us. Slange.
Slange.
Such a lovely mouthfeel, actually. I think with it being cask strength, I was bracing myself for a bit of, but it's
absolutely
filthy, actually, really, really nice.
No, for me, I'm straight away. I'm getting like a salted caramel notes coming through. It seems to be predominant, and we do get this little salty note in our spirit. I don't know if it's to do with the influence of the sea or not, but
yeah, is that from the casks sort of breathing in the salty sea air a little bit?
Well, absolutely. I mean, my house is a mile from the sea, but in the winter you could wake up and your car's covered in salt.
Okay.
So you get an awful lot of spray flying about the island, and it's obviously going to coat the warehouses. So
yeah, of course. And casks are, glorious thing about oak is that it breathes and it's
and if it's taking in oxygen, it's taking in the salt air as well.
Yeah, no, there's a lovely, kind of slight kind of maritime touch to it. But I really, for me, it's just the mouthfeel and the finish as well just sort of lingers.
It does, absolutely
in
does.
a really pleasant way.
Yeah. And you're getting all these, there's another taste there, and I'm talking about food again because one of my staples as a distillery manager is ginger nuts with a cup of tea. Ginger nuts is just there for me as well. But you're also getting the lovely orange flavours coming through. And you're also getting honey, but it's subtle again. It's not quite full-bodied honey. It's like I'm not quite sure. It's like a honey fruit of some sort coming through, and because you're getting the pears note as well, and the peach, and
really, really pleasant. And I think at this, it's been maturing for a long time. Do you feel it sort of hit kind of peak maturity? Do you think if you'd left it in the cask an extra 10 years, would as many of these flavours be coming through, or what do we think?
I've seen things happen in casks. I've seen things like you've got a fantastic dram at 5 years, and you've opened it at 10 years expecting amazing, and it's totally gone a different direction. And it baffles me at times how it works. It's never going to be explainable how maturation works. Ever. It's so many variables. The one good thing about Jura is we don't get an awful lot of snow. We don't get frost, so our maturation spells last longer in the warehouse.
Right.
So we call it maturation cycle.
Okay.
So distilleries in Speyside, when it gets really cold, their casks will close for the winter.
Sure.
but ours tend to not. We tend to sort of mature
Yeah.
all the time round, year round. So
Interesting. No, it's a really stunning dram. This one is, as I say, a single cask, so we're limited to, imagine, how many bottles are we at? So this is bottle number 207. Is there a total outturn?
it's going to be a total of roughly about 220.
220, okay.
Depends how many we taste before.
Yeah, depends how many we take away. Well, yeah. But no, I think it's a real, I think single cask expressions are great for festivals because, you know, whether you're traveling to Islay or to Jura, it's, you know, for some people it's a big, it can be a big effort, and you want to reward them with something a bit special they can't, you know, pick
totally
up
agree.
on the local off license. So,
Totally agree.
yeah, so no, a real treat, and yeah, a fitting tribute to a great distillery manager. So I say thanks again for having us here and for sharing this dram, and all the best.
Pleasure. Pleasure.